you want to give your beautiful daughter a kiss? And shake Cameron's hand. Right. And Mum, could you fix her dress when she comes round and faces Cameron? Right. You okay? You got a tissue? You want one?
Yeah.
You got one?
No, I don't. I'm fine.
No. Right. Right. I'll start by saying how delighted I was when you both asked me to be part of this day and how much I've been looking forward to conducting your marriage here at the beautiful Ellen Donnan Castle. Savannah and Cameron, welcome to this beautiful castle. And to be exact, welcome to your wedding day. You got in touch, unsure if this day would be even possible. Well, guess what? Anything's possible if you want it bad enough. And love wins every time. And you know what I love most about today is I really love that you're getting married. Not because you've done a runner, that means making off before the marriage starts, but because of what's happening around the world. You could have delayed it, but you didn't. You just wanted to get married. And this wee dod, this little piece of happiness that you've brought here today is exactly what we all need. Something to celebrate and something to look forward to. And you can do that with a humanist wedding because they're brilliant. So today is the day. It's a celebration of your love for each other, your story thus far, and your future. And I'm so glad you've chosen here to celebrate your love. It's magical. And what better place to start your married life together? No fuss, no pressure, just you surrounded by the isles, the lochs and the mountains, and the beautiful landscapes that Scotland oozes. And I hope you being here makes you feel relaxed and happy in this moment. So today is the day. It's a celebration of your love for each other, your story thus far. And in your future and in the many anniversaries to follow, you'll think back on this special day as you explore and embark on new experiences as husband and wife. As you both know, my name is Alex and I am a registered wedding celebrant with the charity the Humanist Society Scotland, which gives me the authority to legally marry you both here today. So thank you for trusting in me. You've welcomed me into your life via Zoom, and you've shared your stories, your love and your kindness with me, which has brought us to this very moment. And of course, it's all about love. Now, trying to define love is impossible, and I'm not even going to try, because everyone's experiences are unique. But however it starts, love changes and evolves as you grow together. And love will always be the foundation that becomes that bond for you two, for you wish to join your lives together, and which is exactly why we're all here today. You both love each other, you're a team, and you want to be a team for life. Right. So today is not the beginning, it's not even the middle, but it's one of the most memorable days that you'll ever have. And you have years of shared experiences and adventures together, and many, many more to come as husband and wife. Now, Savannah, you're not marrying me, so look at him, okay? Right. Right. So that's why we're here. And today's ceremony is going to be relaxed and informal, a day you'll all remember, and especially for a happy couple, because we're here for the best reasons ever, is to see them and witness them get married. Humanism promotes kindness, love, respect, equality, and tolerance, which, if you think about it, are equally important in a marriage. And you told me you agree with that, and you wanted to be able to shape your wedding to suit yourselves and your guests and family, to choose the content of it, and to say the words that feel important, and for all of us to enjoy it, knowing it reflects your wishes. So the words you'll hear today have mostly been written by them both. The main reason we're here is to witness the commitments they're both going to make. Now, we're going to have a lot of comings and goings, but we've got a few coming up at this moment. So I would like to begin by asking, who gives this bride away?
Her mother and I do.
Thank you. Right. And as Savannah And Cameron, as you've given your hearts to each other, Savannah, you needed someone you could rely on and trust to walk you down the aisle. And Brian, you perfectly fulfilled the role of looking after your beautiful daughter on her wedding day. On behalf of Savannah, I thank you. And families are important to you both. And as such, you wanted to include your families in today's ceremony. And to that end, they have chosen to include a symbolic gesture that requires a member of the families to come forward with a drink for the quake. I'm going to ask David and Brian to come forward with a drink from the quake. Now, the quake is an old Scottish vessel, and it was used by two families or clans to celebrate a bond. It's also called the Lover's Cup because the newlyweds get to drink from the quake, and it's a symbolic gesture of trust, peace, and happiness between two people. And the quake must be held when you drink it in two hands. And this is because in ancient Scottish times, wary clansmen knew that with two hands on the quake, neither of you had a dagger to stab each other. And drinking the liquid, both knew it wasn't poisoned. Okay? So those are trusting old Scots. So today it will be filled with whiskey and water. Both drinks are nice on their own, but they make a perfect blend in a Lover's Cup. Now I'm going to ask David and Brian to come up and please pour their chosen drink into the quake. So I'll hold this.
Yeah,
Okay. Right. Right. So if you want to pick a glass, I'll ask Cameron and Savannah to hold that at just there at arm's length. So, and we'll get you stand back a wee bit. And yeah, and Brian, you come round this way. So just walk right round. I'll get out the road because I've got a face for radio. Right. Okay. Now, when you're ready, I'll just read a couple of words just now. Right. Brian and David, can you please pour your chosen liquids into the quake? And as you see them go into the quake, you'll see that the two liquids become one liquid that can't be separated, just like your families can't be separated by today's marriage. Thank you very much, gentlemen. You want to take it back to your seats? Thank you. And put the glasses on the table. Right. And what I'll do is I'll look after that. I'll put that on the signing table. Right. Now we want to hold each other's hands. Yeah. You want to come forward? Come forward a wee bit. That's it. Right. I'll get over this way a wee bit. Right. So here we are, ready to see this pair get married. But before we do, let's look back on the journey that brought them here. As you both know, they met when they were in high school. Although they never met each other or knew anything about each other until August 2016. They were randomly paired off and assigned to an office in the school where notes and requests were passed by other students. This was an elective class, and Savannah, you chose this class as your last pick, as she was trying her hardest to get out of it from the beginning. However, after talking to Cameron a bit over the first few days of the class, you quickly changed your mind about wanting to change to a different class. And with the two of you just in the office, you quickly became best friends. And Savannah, you asked Cameron if he wanted to go and see a movie. And this was on February the 27th, 2017. So they're definitely a slow starter. From that date, they quickly became a strong couple, and their friendship soon blossomed into love, and they've been together ever since. Savannah, you stated to me that after first meeting Cameron and seeing how genuine, caring, and confident he was, you knew he was definitely the guy for you. You have both grown together as young adults in college, which only strengthened your bond, and you cannot imagine living in a world without Cameron. Cameron, you simply stated that there's nobody you've ever met like Savannah. You're not sure how to summarise Savannah, especially in 3 words, but you said other than her natural gleaming beauty. The thing that made you fall in love with her was her free spirit. She lives by her own rules, but always finds a way to put others before herself. These are beautiful, beautiful words that you've spoken about each other, which takes us nicely onto the proposal. So this happened in 2020, when the McDonalds went on a family trip to the Big Bend National Park in West Texas. They all thought it was beautiful, but Savannah, you took particular liking to the amazing landscape. And this was duly noted by Cameron. You already knew this, and when you heard Kim was considering booking another trip to the Big Bend in 2021, you knew it was a perfect opportunity to ask the big question in the place that already meant a lot to you both and Savannah. So you did the right thing, though, by asking Brian and Kim's for their blessing and asking for Savannah's hand in marriage, which was granted, and this was in June 2020. And on telling your mum and dad that he was going to propose to Savannah, from there on, it was just a big secret trying to keep, or a game playing the big secret, trying to hide it for the next 9 months from Savannah. And when the trip came round, Cameron, you planned the morning hike on one of the best trails in the park and informed everyone in the family that the proposal will happen that morning and to look out at the point and the trail. And as everybody had kept the secret, Savannah had no idea what was coming ahead. So they both arrived at the trail at 7 in the morning, and you saw the first lookout point on the trail and told Savannah that you had something you wanted to give her. And suddenly, Savannah, you became suspicious because he started setting up a camera and a tripod. And whilst laughing, Cameron, you got on your knee and asked Savannah to spend the rest of her life with you. And she, of course, immediately said yes. And that night, both the families met for dinner to celebrate the couple's future happiness together. Now, I'm going to read a wee poem that was chosen by the happy couple. And it goes like this. This is your new garden, a whole wild world of it, so green and songbird fresh, all yours to map and fill with luminous constellations of fruit and berries and blossoms. This is your new garden. Tend it as it was young shoots that promise a succulent harvest of root and ear. And they'll be young and tender for all time. And this is your garden. There will always be much hoeing and raking, and the clearing of weeds and the sowing of seeds will ask patience, attention, forgiving, and laughter. This is your garden you want to live in. It's not all sunshine. There's moonshine too. All earth needs storms, but when the dark clouds peel back, you'll see your garden bloom into a universe of stars. Beautiful words. Now, marriage promises a lifetime together, supporting each other through the good and the bad. And you knew you were right for each other very early on, and you are best friends. And as a couple, you're in exactly the place you want to be. You're happy, content, and secure. You are best friends. So today, we're all here because two people fell in love, and they want to say how happy they are at this moment and how excited they are for their future, and to consider everything that's brought them here. Now, you both realise that marriage isn't just a commitment of two individuals, it also represents the joining together of two families. So they've brought a piece of material that the mums have been practising hard with to represent them as individuals and the strands of humanity from which you come from. Right, so we're going to do the old Scottish tradition of hand fasting. This was a Scottish Highland tradition when the bride and the groom of the clans exchanged their wedding vows, and their hands were lightly bound together with tartan or cloth that would be pulled apart to make a knot, which symbolised the couple being joined as one. So have you ever wondered where the saying tying the knot comes from? Now you know. So I'm going to ask Cameron to begin by holding out his right hand. And Savannah, can you hold out your right hand? And please hold each other's forearm. Thank you. Now, I'm going to ask the mums to come forward. And come round the back here. That's perfect. Right. Now just put your hands. Just come together a wee bit. That's it. Right. Right. Now, so you come round here. Right. You come round. Right. So what we'll do, Mandy, is you hook it under your boy's thumb. Right. So you can hold it there. Right. And just loop it round. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. And you loop it round as well at that end. Right. Bring it round to here, and you loop it round. You loop it round, right? And pass it to Kim. Right, yeah. So we'll go for 3, won't we? 1, 2, and again. And right, put that there. That's it, yeah, just.
There.
Do it 2, right, okay. We'll do it now. There we are, and we'll just slack it off a wee bit. Happy with that, mums?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Take your seats. Right. Now, if it doesn't work, it's your fault, remember? Right. Right, just keep your hands like that for a wee while, eh? Okay. This piece of fabric symbolises the strength of your love and commitment to one another as you embark on this new journey. And marriage is like the joining of hands, as Savannah's hands being a comfortable fit for Cameron's, and Cameron, your hands being a comfortable fit for Savannah's. And you will notice that the symbolic embrace allows for one hand to be free. Their left hand are not bound. And this recognises that Savannah and Cameron are still very much individuals and will continue to be whilst committing themselves to each other in marriage. And when two hands touch each other, they sense the need for the other and respond to affirm, to compensate, to share. Your hands offer the firm handshake of agreement, the gentle squeeze of endorsement, and the steady grip of assurance, and the uplifting gesture of support. And these two people and their two families will today be joined. And although Savannah and Cameron may occasionally be apart, the knot they will tie will always keep them together. So keeping a tight hold of the ends, can you please pull and step back and tie the knot? That's it. There we go. Perfect. Right. Give it a good pull. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you. Right. Okay. Right, I'll hold it and I'll put it back on the table. Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. So the strands arrived and they came together to make a knot and symbolise the strength of your love and commitment to one another. Right. So we'll keep that, and you can put it in a nice wee frame with a nice photograph of you and the date that you got married, so you'll never ever forget an anniversary. Savannah and Cameron, you'll shortly say your vows and legal declarations to each other and exchange your wedding rings. At this point, you can ask Cameron to hold out both of your palms facing up. Right. Now, we need wedding rings, don't we? Who's got the wedding rings? I've got them. You can take that off there if you want to. And put it on that one there. Right. So this little one, I think it'll be Savannah's. Right. And I'll put this one here. Let's see, yeah, this one here. There we are. Okay. Right. Now, Savannah, could you please place your hands on top? Right? And just have a nice comfy hold of each other's hands. Just get settled nicely. Okay. And the nice thing about this is both are holding your wedding rings when you're saying your vows and your legal declarations, so they just don't get passed to you and you throw them on your finger, basically. Okay, right. As you both are holding your wedding rings in each other's hands, I would now like to read some adapted words by an unknown author about the hands you're holding. These are the hands of your best friend and full of love for you that are holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. And these are the hands that will work together alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest of touches will comfort you like no others can. And these are the hands that will hold you if fear or grief fills your mind, and will countless of times wipe away tears from your eyes. Some tears of sorrow, but many, many more tears of joy. And these are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands, even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. Cameron and Savannah, you fell in love by chance, but you're here today by choice. And you've chosen to be with someone who embraces you, who makes you feel safe, and who makes you happy. Someone who makes your every day that little bit special. Marriage is a commitment, a statement of intent. Love, it's not always perfect. It just has to be true. And as you look at each other, this is the one you love, and this is the one you're about to marry. And as you've both written your own vows that you like to make to each other, Savannah, can you please read your vows to Cameron? Right. Can you read that all right?
Okay. Cameron, I want to first start off by reading this quote that I felt really encompassed my love towards you and our relationship. It begins with, when you fall in love, it is a temporary madness. It erupts like an earthquake, and then it subsides. And when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your roots have become so entwined together that it's inconceivable that you should ever part. Because this is what love is. Love is not breathlessness. It is not excitement. It is not the desire to mate every second of the day. It is not lying awake at night imagining that he is kissing every part of your body. No, don't blush. I'm telling you some truths. For that is just being in love, which any one of us can convince ourselves we are. Love itself is what is left over when being in love is burned away. Doesn't sound very exciting, does it? But it is. And while I always feel breathless and excited around you, I resonate with the idea of love being deeper and much more intense than just a feeling. Regardless of any emotion I feel at any time of the day, I love you and always will with every part of my being. So, I vow to keep God as the center of our relationship and to continually grow in our faith together. And I vow to nurture the roots that make up the core and foundation of our love towards each other. I love you and I'm so blessed to be married to my soulmate, who not only lights up my whole world, but truly...
You got it. You're at the finish line.
but truly makes life feel like a never-ending fairy tale. Sorry.
No, it's lovely. Well done. Right. Follow that if you will.
I know. There goes nothing.
Can you see okay?
Savannah, today I give to you in the presence of God and our families my pledge to stay by your side as your husband in times of want and times of plenty, through failure and through triumph. I vow to love you with the same passion and zeal that I do today, as you stand in front of me resembling an angel sent from God. I'll love you with this same devotion for not only our days on this earth, but for all of eternity. In the last 5 years, we've only experienced a fraction of each other, and I know that after this day, we'll both continue to change and grow together in mind and in spirit. You'll continue to blossom, but I can't wait to get to know the person you'll become and love you more each day that passes. Next page. From this day forth, there will be no loneliness, for each of us will be a companion to the other. There's only one life before us now, and our days will be abundant in every way you can imagine. I'm infatuated with your beauty, Savannah. And today I look into the depths of your eyes, and I vow to cherish you forever.
Lovely words. Well done. Well done. Right. Now, how do I follow that? And so, we've now reached the very heart of your marriage ceremony, where you exchange your wedding rings and make your legal declarations to each other. But before this happens, I'd like to read an adapted piece of work by Robert Fulghum entitled Union. You have known each other from the first glance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. And from that moment to this moment of I do, indeed, you've been making commitments in an informal way. All those conversations that were held in a car or over a meal or during long walks, all those conversations that began with when we're married and continued with I will, you will, and we will. All those late night talks that included someday, somehow, and maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real processes of a wedding. The legal declarations you're about to make to each other are a way of saying to one another, you know, all those things that we promised, hoped, and dreamed of. Well, I meant it. Every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you've been many things to each other. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, even dancing partner. For you have learned much from each other these past 6 years. Well, nearly 6 years. Shortly, you shall say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never be quite the same. For after today, you shall be able to tell the whole world, this is my husband, and this is my wife. Now, for the legal declarations. Savannah, can you please repeat after me? In the presence of our family,
In the presence of our family,
I, Savannah, loving what I know
loving what I know,
and trusting what is to come,
and trusting what is to come,
accept you, Cameron,
accept you, Cameron,
in marriage
in marriage
as my equal and partner.
as my equal and partner.
Cameron, could you please repeat after me? In the presence of our family,
In the presence of our family,
I, Cameron,
I, Cameron,
loving what I know
loving what I know
and trusting what is to come,
and trusting what is to come,
accept you, Savannah,
accept you, Savannah,
in marriage
in marriage
as my partner and equal.
as my partner and equal.
Cameron, please place a ring on Savannah's ring finger of her left hand and repeat after me. Savannah, I give you this wedding ring
Savannah, I give you this wedding ring
as a symbol of my devotion.
as a symbol of my devotion.
Please wear it always,
Please wear it always.
and when we're apart,
And when we're apart,
look on it and know
look on it and know
there are no limits to my love for you.
there are no limits to my love for you.
Savannah, could you please take a hold of Cameron's wedding ring and place it on his ring finger of his left hand and repeat after me. Cameron, I give you this wedding ring
Cameron, I give you this wedding ring
as a symbol of my devotion.
as a symbol of my devotion.
Please wear it always,
Please wear it always,
and when we're apart,
and when we're apart,
look on it and know
look on it and know
there are no limits to my love for you.
there are no limits to my love for you.
Cameron, as you have exchanged your legal declarations, your vows and your wedding ring to Savannah in the presence of your family, do you now take Savannah in marriage to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
And Savannah, as you have exchanged your legal declarations, vows and wedding rings to Cameron in the presence of your family, do you now take Cameron in marriage to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Now, before I pronounce you married, there's one more thing I want you to do. And your wedding day is a day that seems to fly past. It's a day filled with emotion, laughter, family, and friends. And as such, as the French writer Georges Duhamel stated, sometimes you will never know you'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. So I want you to take a few seconds, think about the happiness that you're feeling in this place, in this moment Let the feeling register in your heart and mind. Savannah and Cameron, now that you have exchanged your vows and your legal declarations and wedding rings in the presence of your family, I have much pleasure in declaring you legally married. You are now husband and wife. Can I invite you to have a kiss, please? And a round of applause. So watch your dress, okay? So when you're taking a wee drink, just bend your knees just slightly. So you have to hold it like that. Hold it there, right? Okay, but just hold it there just now. Don't be too keen. Right, just hold it there. I've got a few wee words to say. Right. Just a few, don't worry. So drinking from the quaich is an old Highland tradition, symbolic of trust and peace between two people. And as I said earlier, it's known as the lover's cup. And the quaich has to be held with two hands. Cameron, will you now offer the quaich to your wife, not just now, and Savannah, you'll take a drink. Then Savannah, you'll offer the quaich back to your husband, and he drinks from the other side. And as I said, what's so nice about this tradition is that you get to have your first drink together as husband and wife and toast each other for the first time as a married couple, right here as part of the ceremony. Okay. I now invite Cameron to offer the quaich to his wife. Mind and leave him some. Right, and Savannah, can you offer it to your husband? It's easier if you bend your knees. That's it. And again, back to your wife.
How do we finish it?
Yeah. I did say to the dads, the more they pour in, the more they have to finish. Well done. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. You want to do it? Yeah.
Do it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
No.
That's fine. That's fine.
Are you done?
Yeah. Top of the head. Top of the head.
Well, there's still.
Yeah. Yeah. Just hold that in one hand if you can, and hold your husband's hand. Right, okay. So this part of the celebrations are about to draw to a close, and I'd like to thank everyone for their kind attention and thank for the people who took part. And my special thanks, obviously, to Cameron and Savannah for the pleasure and privilege of sharing this day with them. Now, I'm going to ask you all to do one more Scottish tradition, and it's quite an easy one, right? And it's basically stamping your feet and clapping and making as much noise as I give you for the very, very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Hunter.